How's it going, guys? I am that 90s kid, and we are back here again today, jumping into a brand new Dax drop. This one is called Eternity. I am super stoked to be getting into this because I love Dax. Everything he has put out so far has had a message. It's had just love and unity and everything that you want out of a music video in it. And so I'm really looking forward to this one. With that, I give you Dax Eternity. But first, if you could do me a favor, go down, hit the like, the subscribe, the little bell icon at the top. That way you're notified when I'm dropping new content. Also, if you want to donate to the channel, you can do that by going down, hitting the super thanks button at the bottom, or clicking any one of the little links at the top of the video. Those will take you to my PayPal, and you can donate to the channel that way. If you donate $20 to the channel, you can get a song request. And with that song request, just put it down in the little comments below your donation, and I'll get on it immediately. It will be my next release. All right? With that, Dax, let's see what you got, man. Let's go.
And when you really examine the concept of eternity, one will find that there is no end. Life after death is a concept humans still don't understand.
How long is eternity? I don't understand. Some say forever, but if it's forever, then when does it come to an end? It's more than a concept, an infinite time that we spend. It confirms that our lives here on earth are a blip of existence and don't make a dent. As we get older, it creeps in our mind, the thought of the end and beginning of time.
Man, I can tell you, I have thought of that so many times. Like, what is our existence? Like, here we are as humans, right? And we're just this little blip on a timeline. Most of our lives are absolutely meaningless when it comes to the grand scheme of things. If you think about it, on a timeline scale, in how long the universe has been around, just our meager existence is just nothing. Like, it is less than the snap of a finger. And what we do with our lives is really what is poignant going forward in how we are perceived by our family, our friends, our relatives. You know, our memory and what we leave behind is what really will be our legacy, if that makes sense, right? So if you've got family and friends and kids and they want to remember you, give them something to remember. I can't be sure, but I think that's Neil deGrasse Tyson speaking at the beginning with the spoken words.
An infinite time that we spend. It confirms that our lives here on earth are a blip of existence and don't make a dent. As we get older, it creeps in our mind, the thought of the end and beginning of...
Wow, I did completely miss that before. The handcuffs. Putting the handcuffs on. That's crucial, because that's how it feels sometimes with these public schools. It's like we're handing our kids over to who we think is going to make them better, but in fact, all they're doing is just hindering them. You know, they're teaching them the bare minimum. And my wife and I were just talking about this the other day. Like, they teach them the bare minimum, and then they send them off to college, where the college just taints them with useless shit that can only give them a piece of paper in the end that says, yep, I spent 4 years of my life and I'm now in debt. You know, and I know I'm going to ruffle some feathers with that, but that's how it feels. You know, when I went to college, I didn't get the whole, you know, university experience that all these kids dream about and all these parents want for their kids. I had to pay for it out of my own pocket because I didn't want to go into debt. I didn't get all the way through college. And yeah, you could use that against me and say, oh, well, you're not educated, blah, blah, blah. Well, guess what? I'm probably more educated than most of these kids coming out of college these days. And that's just from life experience, because that matters. Life experience matters. That's a crazy visual.
Spend. It confirms that our lives here on earth are a blip of existence and don't make a dent. As we get older, it creeps in our mind, the thought of the end and beginning of time. The life that we thought that we lived doesn't matter, approaching the thought that someday we all die. I get confused when I look in the sky. What is this water hitting my eyes? Maybe the rain is the pain and shame that hits earth when God cries. As we get older, we don't care what we did. It's not the things we receive, but the things we give. We try to go back to the time we were kids, but those shoes no longer fit. And then we finally realize that everyone dies, but not everyone lives. So I'm taking a chance. I'm living my life in the moment and not in a future that's not in my hands. I'm giving my time to the people who love me for everything that I am. I'm living my life in reality, not for a post that they'll tap when they open the gram. I'm doing.
Oh, Jesus. This is just disgusting. This is disgusting. People like this are the reason our entire country is fucked. It's people that are just out there seeking attention for doing something nice. Like, I don't understand it. Like, yeah, she's got a dollar bill in her hand, or $20 bill, or $100 bill, whatever it is. If you give it to a homeless person, you're not seeking attention. You're trying to help them. Don't sit there and use that as a photo op for Instagram or whatever. You just made somebody's day. Let that feed your attention grabber need. Like, I just, it irritates me when I see stuff like that, and it's disgusting.
My hands. I'm giving my time to the people who love me for everything that I am. I'm living my life in reality, not for a post that they'll tap when they open the gram. I'm doing whatever it takes. I'm not gonna dwell on my past mistakes. I'm bridging the gap between my dreams and what I see while I'm awake. They say leave it up to fate. Well, fate favors those who take. Cause if eternity's forever and all this is temporary, why wait? Humanity's lost. We obsess the price of it.
Wow. I mean, wow. That was intense. I got to back that up because I was so focused on what was going on in the background that I really wasn't even paying attention to what he was saying. So I'm going to back that up.
What I see while I'm awake, they say leave it up to fate. Well, fate favors those who take. Cause if eternity's forever and all this is temporary, why wait? Humanity's lost. We obsess the price of material things, but at what cost?
That's a visual in itself right there. Just, that's what it feels like. You're just spinning on a wheel trying to get that almighty dollar, and you may never get it. You'll waste your whole life away just trying to get this. And you could do everything right and still never reach this. So I think what he's trying to say here is just live happy. Live in the moment. Live you.
I wait. Humanity's lost. We obsess the price of material things, but at what cost? Then treat time like currency and spend it for applause, because we think that life is just a game we can turn on and off. We build, we break, renew, replace. We 9 to 5 and count the days for 40 years till 65, then live off what our pension pays. We fall in line as mental slaves. Our bodies work, our minds are caged, and that's why people say the richest place you'll find is at the graves, full of hopes and dreams that people never chased, full of feelings that we felt but never got to say. All the thoughts inside our heads that we kept stored and locked away.
The other thing is, you got to remember, and I was thinking about this a lot, is people go out and they buy these houses, these beautiful houses, and they don't spend any time in them. You go out, you buy a house, figure it's a $500,000 house, right? You work in 5 days a week, 16 hours a day sometimes. So you're not at your house for 16 hours. You come home, you sleep, and you go right back to work the next day and you do it again. So it's almost like, what was the point of even buying the house? Now, I'm not saying that I don't want to buy a house, because I've got a house. But what I'm saying is, where are our priorities when it comes to living our lives? Yeah, you want to have the nice things. You want to have the house, the car, the easily shown off materialistic items that prove, that you're working hard. Like, I get that. I totally understand that. I'm that way myself. But at the same time, my wife has kind of taken a different approach, where she is wanting to spend most of her money, instead of on materialistic items, She wants to spend it on time and time with our family, going on vacation, spending time with each other, really getting to know one another. And I am 100% all for that, but it's a terrible bug that you have to try and get off your shoulder, is that materialistic side of you that's constantly just drawing you back in with new phones, new cars, new houses, new computers, new whatever it is, it's your gig, you know? And we have to really look at ourselves and reflect on why we are doing the things that we're doing. Like having the big house that you never spend time in other than to sleep. I mean, and it's like that calendar. Look at the calendar he just put up. It's like you're killing yourself 5 days a week to live in that house for 2 days out of the week. And most of the time you want to go out on the weekends and spend time away from that house. So really, how much time are you spending in that investment? Not much. And that's sad that you work your entire life for a house that you don't even get to spend time in.
But never got to say all the thoughts inside our heads that we kept stored and locked away. As our age increased and we got old and everything decayed, and when we finally realized that our whole lives was not a game, and that time was a commodity that we could not regain, and that we were in control and there was no one else to blame, is the day that we change.
That is my biggest fear, is that I'm going to spend all of my life working towards a goal. And by the time I reach that goal, something's going to happen, kind of like what that guy had, where he's got like a tumor in his brain, or he's got some sort of ailment that is going to keep him from enjoying the fruits of his labor. You know, I've always been one of those people that has been kind of living the moment. You know, I go out and if there's something I want, I go get it. Like, I'm not going to sit here and wait for Christmas or my birthday or whatever. And my wife knows this. That's why every year on my birthday or at Christmas time, we don't get each other gifts, because we've already gotten them throughout the year. But then that feeds into the whole materialistic thing where you're constantly playing the game of work X amount of hours to purchase something that you may not use to warrant what you paid for it. I mean, it's just it's sad. It's really sad. And you feel for the people that are out there doing that and living that life where they're working ungodly hours and going home to a house that they spend less than 6 hours in sometimes just to get some sleep and go right back to the grind. It's just sad.
That we could not regain, and that we were in control and there was no one else to blame, is the day that we change. It's eternity, no way, eternity, no way, it's eternity, no way, eternity, no way, it's eternity, no way. It's eternity, no way. It's eternity, no way. Eternity.
That was a big one too. Let me back that up just for a split second here. Where you've got 3 people standing together, they're all on their phones. Think about it. You're visiting with friends, you got 3 people, all of you on the phone. You're not spending time with one another. You're just existing in the same orbit. It's just crazy, the world that we've gotten into. Like, the whole country is going nuts over stupid little things. And we can't even spend time with one another. Like, we need to change this, guys. It's not something that we can just put off. It's like you said, eternity, no end. Well, we need to put an end to it. We need to put a cap on this, because this is our lives, guys. Like, we need to be able to enjoy ourselves when we're young. We need to be able to enjoy ourselves when we're middle-aged. And then right off into the sunset on a glorious rainbow. We're only here for a finite amount of time. You want to make the best of it because life is a gift. It's a miracle that you're even here. Enjoy it. Spend it with people that you want to spend time with. Talk to your family. Those people have already started this journey. Learn about them. Spend time with them. Show them you love them. I mean, these are things that are just common sense to a lot of people, but they just don't know it. And what I mean by that is it's common sense. Like you think about it and you're like, yeah, I want to spend time with my family, but I've got work. Or, yeah, I want to spend time with my family, but I want to get a new car, so I have to go work. You get what I'm saying? It's not so much as we've forgotten as a humanity to really prioritize our stuff. It's that we've prioritized the wrong things. Because if there's anything that I could have, it would be just some more time with my great grandparents. Like I had it when I was young and I wasted it. Now, don't get me wrong. I spent time with my family and I got to know them very, very well. But once they're gone, guys, they're gone. You won't see them again until you go to that final resting place in the sky yourself. Once you go home. So really soak in the enjoyments in life as much as you can.
It's eternity, no end. Eternity, no end.
What are you doing with your time? What is your definition of happiness? Are you giving more than you're taking? And finally, if it were to all end right now, what are you holding on to that you need to let the world see?
You want to hear something funny? I got done with the video and I'm sitting here and I just got ready to come in with my outro, and I realized when I was editing that I had bumped the bottom of my mic and it cut all sound to everything. So my entire outro was silence. It was just dead silent. But anyway, I absolutely loved that song. I think it is probably one of the best works that Dax has ever done, ever in the history of any song that he has ever put out. Like, it is immaculate. It's fantastic. I hope Dax goes forward and just lives his life the way he wants to live it and continues to make music the way he wants to make music, because this is gold. When I say Dax, anything Dax touches turns to gold, this is what I mean. All right. Well, with that, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the reaction. If you do me a favor, go down, hit the like, the subscribe, the little bell icon at the top. That would be fantastic. Also, if you want to donate to the channel, you can do that by going down, hitting the super thanks button at the bottom, or clicking any one of the little links at the top of the video. Remember, if you donate $20, you get a song request. Just put it in the little comment box under your request or under your donation that whatever song you want me to react to, and I'll react to it. All right? We'll see you later. I love you.